I have a project I have to do. I have a project I need to do. I don't know if it's a project I really want to do, but I do know that I want my project to be done. That said, I haven't actually started working on my project yet. So what usually happens when I'm trying to work on a project? I usually sit down with a blank sheet of paper and I'll go like this. A man went to the... No, maybe that should be the man went to the... No, maybe I should start with once upon a time, the man went to the... No, maybe I should make it first person and say, one day I went to the... No, maybe I should try to make it more poetic and say, it was a gray morning in late September, and as the worn soles of my shoes trudged upon the fallen leaves, my nose smelt a coming rain in the crisp air, and so on. Anyway, eventually I'll get a first sentence finished, and then I'll look at it, and then I'll immediately stop working on my project. You see, I'm kind of afraid that my project will turn out shitty, and I know I'll be depressed if it turns out shitty, and so if I don't finish my project, I'll never find out whether or not it turned out shitty. I'm also weirdly afraid that it will turn out great, because if a lot of people see my project that turned out great, it will be a lot harder to work on the next project, because I'm sure I'll hear a million voices in my head saying, this project isn't as good as your last project. It's depressing to not be able to get started on your project. It's also depressing to wish you were out enjoying yourself instead of working on your project. It's the most depressing to not go out to enjoy yourself so you can work on your project, but you waste the whole day not doing your project and not enjoying yourself either. My computer is theoretically supposed to help me do my projects, but I'm somehow envious of past generations because their typewriters didn't have the ability to check email, go on eBay, or watch endless clips of Whose Line Is It Anyway when they were trying to work on their projects. Intellectually, I know that currently on Earth there are about 6.8 billion people living on 57 million square miles of land, but this somehow becomes one person in a 216 square foot bedroom whenever I try to work on a project. The old saying 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration is a good yarn, but the 99% generally gets broken down as 25% demoralization, 31% aggravation, and 43% beating your own face in. Sometimes I get so sick of worrying about my project, I go out and get gloriously drunk and write an inspiring list of all the hard work I'm going to do tomorrow on my project. And then the next day I'm gloriously hungover and totally incapable of doing anything on that list. There are a lot of pictures of Ernest Hemingway like this and like this while he was working on his projects, and I just wish someone had taken some pictures of him like this and like this, because that's what I generally look like when I'm trying to work on a project. I once heard that John Lennon's lyrics for Nowhere Man were all about his trouble working on his project, so I made this video hoping it would be at least partially as good as Nowhere Man, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.